welcome back. It has been a little while between videos because I have been so busy with work, training, more work, more training, study. That's about it. That's kind of all I do. So on that note, I thought I would put together a little video on how I stay on track when I'm working night shifts. I have been doing night shifts for a little while now, and I used to really struggle with my everything. I wouldn't go to the gym during a run of nights. I would generally eat like a whole bag of Maltesers, and I'm talking the family size, per night. My snacking was atrocious, my diet was atrocious. I would just come home and sleep for like 12 hours between shifts. It was not a good way to do it. I have learnt a lot over the last little while and finally kind of feel like I know what I'm doing in terms of keeping up my normal routine as much as possible in reverse. Like anything and everything, I find that planning and preparation is the absolute key to not messing it up. So I'm going to break this down into 3 things: predict, prioritize, and prepare. So basically I can predict that I am going to be snacky because I get snacky on night shifts. I'm going to be tired because sleep during the day is never as good as sleep at night, no matter how much of it you get. I'm not going to get as many steps because generally work isn't as busy on a night shift because people are generally asleep. I know that I personally really like chocolate on a night shift, and I really like McDonald's on the way home. And I also know that being tired squashes my inhibitions and makes it really hard for me to say no to things like the chocolate and the McDonald's. My priorities are to stay as on track as possible for this run of nights because I have my first ever photo shoot in a month. So I don't want 4 whole days to be way over my calories, way under my activity. I want to keep consistent and not let them completely derail me. I'm going to be prioritizing healthy food, which is hard on night shifts because all you want to do is eat crap. But I know that my body feels better when I've got a whole heap of fresh stuff, not too much processed junk or refined sugars. So I will prioritize highly nutritious foods. And I'm also going to prioritize my rest and recovery because the better rest that I get during the day, the better equipped I'll be to handle all of it. Brings us to the plan, and this, I have a lot of steps and tips for this because I have been doing it for a while and I know what works for me, and hopefully it will help you as well. So I start by tracking and prepping my food in advance. On day 1 of my night shifts, I choose to have that day's calories extend into the next morning. So I'm starting on a Wednesday. My Wednesday tracking in MyFitnessPal will lead me until I finish early Thursday morning. So because of this, because I will be awake for a little bit of Wednesday, I save some calories from Tuesday to bring them over to Wednesday, so I've got a little bit more food to spread out across that 24-hour period. From the next day it's easier because Thursday's tracking starts from 9 p.m. and finishes at 7 a.m. on a Friday, and that's just the best way that it works for me to track it in MyFitnessPal and try to keep account of everything. I also don't want to be getting up any earlier than I have to before my night shifts, so I prep everything. I prep my snacks, I prep my main meals, my breakfasts, I prep my after work snack, I even get my coffees ready to go, just so that when I get up and get back from the gym, I can just throw it all in a bag and go to work. The next thing I do in relation to my planning and tracking ahead of time is I leave room for snackcidents. There are almost always guaranteed to be snacks at the nurse's station on a night shift. Always. Always. Nurses are the worst. So I have left like 100-ish calories free every night so that whatever's there, I can have a little bit of a pick at some chips or chocolate or whatever. I will have my own snacks in my pockets, but it is really hard, like I said, for me to say no, especially when I'm tired. So if there are some M&Ms, I can have a couple of M&Ms. The thing I'm starting to become really good at is recognizing my night shift cravings for me personally and working around it so that I don't feel restricted. So like I said, chocolate and McDonald's. They're my two big night shift things that throw me off track. So I have a bit of chocolate every night for these night shifts. I have some chocolate rice cakes and a little bit of Kit Kat. And then on the way home, I usually stop and get a McMuffin or something. So instead of doing that, I have bought some English muffins, bacon, egg, cheese to come home to, because that way I can avoid oil, I can make it fit my macros, and I can be really, really aware of what I'm eating and do it in the healthiest way possible while still satisfying my cravings. The next thing I like to do, because I know when my night shifts are coming up, is earlier in the week I start banking my steps. So my coach talks about banking calories, which is where you save some from one day for the next or for later in the week when you know that you're going to a party or something and want extra calories for it. So I've been banking my steps for a few days. I am currently sitting on 14,000 steps a day as my goal. I know that I won't be getting as many on night shift, so instead of 14,000 for the last couple of days, I've been doing more like 18, 19,000, so that I only have to get 10-ish each night shift, and my overall weekly steps will still be the same. I think it's 98,000 that I need, because energy balance doesn't work in a 24-hour period. Your body's metabolism doesn't recognize clocks. So as long as the overall weekly input-output energy balance is the same, then you're good. I also go to the gym before work instead of after, because after all I want to do is crawl into bed and die. I mean sleep. And finally, I have found a bedtime routine that works for me, because sleeping during the day is, I don't find it that difficult. I'm quite good at sleeping during the day, but it's never as restful. It's usually punctuated by waking up to go to the toilet 50 million times, and it's just not quite the same. I made a very wise investment and got blackout curtains. I have a sleep mask. I make sure the room is cool, so I usually have my fan on. I don't go on my phone once I'm in bed. I'm working on that one. I generally just try to listen to like a 15-minute meditation on my phone, and then I try to get to sleep by about 9 and stay asleep as long as I can, which is usually until about 4 or 5 when I get up to train again. There you go. If you're a newcomer to night shifts, good luck. They do get easier with time, and hopefully this will help you to stay on track during those night shifts. And as a fun little anecdote to finish off, I planned for my night shifts, this roster, to go over a weekend because it's a longer shift and then I get weekend rates. And I got what I wanted without realizing that that meant I had set myself up for working a night shift on a Friday the 13th with a full moon. Healthcare professionals everywhere will know that this is not good. Thank you so much for checking in. I hopefully will have another video a little bit sooner than the 6 weeks it has been since the last one. So like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time.